Can you please introduce yourself and tell me with which film you're playing here at the festival?
My name is Anna Eborn and my movie is called Transnistra. It's in the big screen competition
Of IFFR. So your film Transnistra is about a country that a lot of people don't really know about. Can you tell me a little bit about this place, Transnistra, and how you came across it and decided to go there for a film?
I've been working on my previous movie a lot in Russia and in Ukraine, and they were talking about the country called Transnistria, and I didn't know what it was, and then I had the English translation, which is Transnistria, and it's in Europe and it's in the north of Moldova, a small state bordering Ukraine. So it's in between Moldova and Ukraine. And my previous movie had a lot to do with Soviet memories, and hearing about this state created by the fall of the Soviet Union in 1992, I was interested in the young generation born in the 90s. And I was asking myself, like, how would it be to grow up in a Soviet kind of state, which Transnistria is, or at least was in originally in the beginning of the 90s. How was it to be young in this place where, like every other country around, like Moldova, Ukraine, everyone turned away from this old Soviet thinking or structure.
What's interesting about your film is how extremely close you come to your protagonist, because you find some teenagers that grew up in the 90s in Transnistria, and you give a very intimate portrait of what their life looks like. Can you tell me maybe something about who you decided to film, how you came across them, and how you also managed to get such a close view of their life in front of your camera?
Yeah, actually they are more or less born in 2001, so they're a little bit younger. They're around, most of them are 17, 18 years old now. And it was, I went there and I always do like street casting, so I knew kind of what generation I was looking for, what age group. And then it's a matter of finding a person or people with the right energy that you feel, I don't know, that somehow the characters needs also to be interested in me.
Yeah.
Or like, and so I do interviews and I meet with many different young people. And at some point, I'm driving past a gas station at night, and there's a group of kids standing like in the darkness, and I asked my driver to like stop, because I think that maybe the guys that are outside in the dark, it's probably the people that I want to talk with. And so I jump out of the car, and there is Tanya, and there was something really magnetic about her. So right away, I think she more or less like overwhelmed me with her presence, and she needed a ride, and yeah, all of a sudden she was in my car, and it was just the following day that I met her friends, and they're all boys, and she's the only girl in the group, and I discover a group dynamic in this which was amazing to work with. Yeah.
I mean, Tanya is easily one of my favorite protagonists of films here at the film festival, because she's so captivating and so interesting, and she has quite a lot of problems but also some interesting solutions for them. What was it like to follow her on a day-to-day basis, or maybe get more close to her?
I think it. I always feel like I am like under the subjects, like if we call them subjects or characters or whatever, actors or heroes. That doesn't. I don't care what you call it, but Tanya and her friends, they are the most important thing for me. So whenever I shoot, I just dedicate my time, and whenever they have the possibility to give some of their time or their space, well, then we go, and I don't know. I try to put as little pressure as possible on the characters, and whatever they are ready to give me, I cherish that, and I lift it, and I trust what we're doing and the themes, and try not to like judge or whatever. But so yeah, it was a lot. Like we met every day. Either I picked them up, or we decided the previous day where we were gonna meet, where they wanted to go, and maybe occasionally somebody had to work a day or something like that, and then I did something else, or we were scouting. But the most of the shooting was, I think, for 6 weeks, in a row during the summer, and yeah, I don't know. It became, I think, a game both for me and for them. How a movie is made, and yeah.
Yeah, I want to reflect on that as well, because you mentioned the summer, and I think the summer plays a big role in this film as well. It's this time in their life where they're hanging outside a lot. Also, they're on the brink of adulthood, so this summer feels like this moment where they still have some of their, youthful innocence in some ways. And I love the way that you shoot in the summer as well, the way that you film these characters, the way that you approach them with the camera. Can you talk a little bit about capturing them on film? I mean, the 4:3 aspect ratio is already a very obvious stylistic choice. What kind of like mood did you try to capture in the film through the filmmaking?
I think I tried to, because it was a group, and I tried to somehow place myself within the group as much as possible. So more or less the shots are somehow like heart leveled shots. We are close, and I think the 4:3 was a decision I made with my cinematographer Virginie Surdet, and it's quite simple. To begin with, it was super simple because we did our previous movie, also a 16mm movie, and where we started to use a technique where we mix Bolex camera with an Atom camera, and the Bolex camera has a kind of a natural 4:3, and so in the previous movie when I'm editing, because I always edit my own, I was a little bit like tired of changing formats within the movie, and I told myself next movie is going to be 4:3 because I want to continue to work on the Bolex. And then when we met Tanya and her friends, I also felt that it suited, because it is a frame, it is a set. It's I'm not showing the whole country, or I'm showing exactly
look into their life.
This group or these people, or what is going on in between them emotionally. So for me this was it came kind of naturally.
And the music plays a big part as well. Sometimes it seems like a video clip in some ways.
The music is composed by Walter Hues, a Belgian composer, and then I have also music by Kino, a Russian punk.
Yeah, there's a biography film now playing at the festival Leto.
I didn't know.
Kirill Serebrennikov. It's
yeah.
about kino.
Okay, I will go watch it. I don't know. There's something about Tanya that reminds me a little bit of this singer.
You are from Sweden, correct? What interests you so much in telling also stories about the construct of the Soviet Union and about memories of the Soviet Union? Because you made two previous films in the Ukraine and Russian, right?
Yeah.
What draws you to this world and to these stories?
I think in the core is that I'm interested in the emotions, and that doesn't really matter whether you're in Russia or Sweden or the States.
You made a film about Pine Ridge as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make that big. I'm not an expert in Soviet history or anything like this. But it came to be because I was working with the previous movie in Ukraine and in Russia, that I really love these countries, and I love the language, and I love the people. So the step of going to Transnistria or Transnistria was not very far.
Your film now is playing in the VPRO big screen competition. What does it mean for you to be here with this film at the film festival right now?
It means a lot. I think that it's my first time in Rotterdam, and I only have the impression of the quality of the films here, and the freedom of the films that are shown here is the kind of movies that inspires me. So I am honored to be a part of it, and I'm also happy that this film is in a competition which is not dedicated to pure documentary movies or pure fiction films. I'd like to see my own films as movies. It's of course a documentary, but they are of equal values to me, and
Absolutely.
equally inspiring.
Yes. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you.